All right, it says we're live. Give me a 5x5 if we indeed are live. Let me know if you guys can hear me, and then we'll get started. It's been a while. It's been a while. Rick's here. Strat is here. Scott Chandler's here. Here's the deal. Do you understand, says Rick. Do you understand me? News Nebraska, how you doing? Can you guys hear me okay? 5x5? Okay, let me see if you can hear. Can you hear system audio? This will be the important thing. Can you hear that system audio right there? It's been a while. It's been like a month and a half, almost 2 months since I've live streamed, and I was really looking forward to doing this because one of the things that I really enjoy in life is hanging out with you guys. Scott's here, Boston, Anarchy 47, News Now Fort Worth, Yo Bronx. By the way, thank you News Now Fort Worth for being a member. If you guys want to become a member, it's only like $2.99 a month. You'll really help the channel. I really appreciate it. My commitment to you is just to keep on putting videos out there where we can all learn from them. This one, I'll tell you why this is an important video in a second. Yeah, you can hear it? Okay, cool. John's here. I can hear the blinker. Okay, cool. That guy Scott's here. Fabio, far from it. Look at this. Haven't shaved in a month and a half. Rook Forks is here. Cigar Sig Arms. McDonald's here. James Barnes, what's up, man? Great on the sound. Okay, good. It's good to be back at my desk. Yeah, somebody asked how Las Vegas was. Las Vegas is a very interesting place with a lot of interesting people. I plan on going back. Did not do the interviews that I really wanted to do. Because, when I got out there, I was like, you know what? I just want to chill with the family. Because it was the first time in a month and a half that we've gotten to just be alone together, Did you see the video LL, who's that Lackluster, did on that 50-year-old man that was paralyzed? Did not see that. Did not see that yet. Is that LL? Is that Lackluster? Dale over at Lackluster does a really good job. By the way, guys, we need to really be in each other's corners and help promote each other so that we can get the word out. That's the name of the game here to me, is setting the brush fires of freedom in the minds of men so that we can get out there and change our world. Guys, if we don't change our world quick, we're in the midst of this great reset, fourth industrial revolution. You'll own nothing and be happy, merging technology with humanity. We're on the precipice of that. If we don't stand up now, we'll never stand up. CBDCs are coming, the central bank digital currency. They want to do away with all fiat. Yeah, fiat's bad. Yes, it's the bankers still controlling it, but there's still an element of freedom. If you want to go to a yard sale, you can just pay cash. Nobody knows. Nobody knows about it. We go all digital, everybody's going to be all up in your business on the microscopic level. Where was he? When did he make this purchase? When did he make that sale? The exact date, the exact time, the exact location, tying it into social credit, the social credit system. Oh, he holds some aberrant views that don't quite fit with our narrative. Let's go and take him down a notch or two. Maybe you can't get a loan now to start that business that you wanted to start. Maybe you can't even open a bank account or have a credit card or a debit card, or maybe you can't go to certain places. Maybe they'll use that to shut down your computerized vehicle if that's what you got. M-Star Media, thank you. Yeah, smash the like button if you guys like what you see here. All right, the reason I wanted to deal with this video right here, and by the way, let me just go ahead and start it off. This is by a YouTuber named Peter Kirakov. Now, I checked out Peter Kirakov's YouTube channel, and all he has is this one video. From everything that I can tell, Peter Kirakov is a novice. This is not a guy who looks like he's a First Amendment auditor. This is not a guy who's got a YouTube channel set up. He doesn't have years of experience under his belt. He's not schooled in how to, talk to cops. But this Peter Kirakov dude is like the man on the street, the regular dude who doesn't have all this knowledge, but what he does have is standing firm on truth and justice, and more importantly, his rights, his liberty. So that's why I want to show you this. Share this with everybody you know. This is not a polished individual. This is not a professional level dude, but he's acting on a professional level because this he's sick of getting harassed by these Ohio road pirates. The name of the video is very simple. It's Pulled Over in Ohio. So let's see how Peter Kirikov deals with these road pirates, because that's what it is, guys. When they pull you over, it is to conduct a fishing expedition so they can back you into a corner, take away your rights, and take money from you so they can increase the coffers of the state. When the state grows in power, we are weakened together. But when somebody stands up for their rights, if somebody stands up for their rights anywhere, this guy is standing up for the rights of men and women everywhere. And that's what I love about this. So here's Peter Kirikov. I'll stop this, a couple times because I do want to interact with you guys and see what you guys think about this. Thanks, M-Star Media, for dropping that link. Yeah, if you want to sidestep the 30%, if you want to send a super chat, that's fine. But just know that YouTube takes 30% off the top, and the moderators are posting the link if you want to do Snapchat, or what is it called? I don't even know what it's called. It's some kind of payment thing, Cash App or whatever it is. Anyway, here's Peter Kirikov. Check it out.
All right, let's go till April. All right, come on out. Meet me out front of the car.
Why? Why do you want me to meet you in front of the car?
What's that?
Why you want me to meet you in front of the car?
Because I said get out of the car and come up here now.
What is the reason?
Now. Is that guy acting like a public servant? No, he's acting like a nuisance and a master. Guy said, get out of the car now. Yeah, all your papers look like they're in order. Give me your papers. Even that, right? That's a side issue for another day. That's completely wrong. Antithetical to liberty. Get out of the car now. And these guys are used to people just jumping. How high? How high do you want me to jump? Oh, yes, officer, of course. I know that you're here for my public safety. You're here to serve and protect. Nope, the exact opposite.
What's the reason? Because I'm going to check you for impairment. You've been drinking, you're under the influence of any drugs, we're going to check. Come on out.
What is your name and badge number?
Trooper Shaw, 1741. This is the last time I'm going to tell you get out of this car.
Is this a lawful order?
That is the implied threat of force. This is the last time I'm going to tell you to get out of this car. Next step is we're dragging you out. If we have to break a window, if we have to crowbar your door, we're going to get you out. And another thing that I want to talk about here is the dangerous situation any cop who pulls you over, especially this looks like a freeway, an interstate system. These cars are buzzing by, man. All it takes is a flat tire, tie rod going out, drunk driver, somebody falling asleep in the wheel, maybe the 18-wheel driver, maybe he's, messing with his logs and he's really on his 14th hour of driving. He just dozes off and just hits the trooper, wipes out the troopers and you. This should infuriate anybody because the troopers don't care about putting you in a dangerous situation. Some 18-year-old there texting with his girlfriend. Oh no, loses control of his car, careens into you.
Yeah, it is a direct lawful order.
What is the law? What law did I break?
All right, you want to go this route?
What law did I break? Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Car.
Don't touch me.
We're in a car. You're gonna make this.
You never say why you pull me over. You never say why you pull me over.
Because you almost hit the rear end of a semi truck.
That's not true. I'm not. You're lying to me.
Okay, I'm not.
And this is why you want a dash cam rolling whenever your car's in motion, even when it's sitting still, you want your dash cam rolling because that's what these people will do. It's their word against yours. And who do you think the judge is going to believe? They're going to believe their uniform compadre. But if they say, oh yeah, you got too close to that vehicle. Yeah. How far is too close? Did I come within 50 feet? 5 feet, 15 feet, 500 feet? What was it, officer? Because I can show you on my dash cam. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even tell him you got a dash cam. Just keep letting him lie. Oh, really? Okay. I did this and this and this. Are you sure, officer? Are you sure I did that? Okay, now go ahead, ticket me. Give me whatever you want to give me because everything you said is a bold-faced lie, and I'm going to show that to the judge in court because I got my dash cam. Oh, by the way, it's running right now.
And we got cameras,
So is it against the law to almost hit somebody?
Yes.
What is against the law?
This guy, not only is this guy novice, doesn't have a YouTube channel, isn't fully versed in the law or whatever. There's also a language barrier, but he's holding his own. Why do I have to get out of the car? Is this a lawful order? Is it against the law to almost hit somebody? Could you cite that law, officer? Love it. Just putting these guys back on their heels.
Okay?
What law is? I had an obstacle on the road.
Following too close. 4511.34.
No, this is not right.
It is right.
You're lying to me.
All right. Now, take your glasses off. Do you have any medical conditions?
I'm not going to answer any questions.
Okay. Now, if you're not going to answer any questions, do you want to do a field sobriety test?
Negative.
Negative?
Negative.
All right. Why is that?
I'm not answering the question.
What's that?
I'm not answering questions.
Not answering any questions.
Yep.
So, we're not going to go through any tests and make sure that you're okay to actually drive on the roadway and you're not endangering yourself or anyone.
I'd like to refine this, because if you tell an officer you're not going to answer any questions, but then you start answering questions, then it's kind of like your reputation is online. The best currency that you have is your reputation. It's your name. So probably one of the best things is, hey, officer, I'm only going to answer the questions that I feel comfortable answering. Other than that, you're not going to get any answers out of me. So just make sure you're careful. If you say you're not going to answer questions, don't answer any questions. But you can actually put yourself in a better position if you go, you know what? I'm not comfortable answering that questions. By the way, I got some questions for you, officer. So did you notice how when this guy kept taking a stand, kept challenging the authority, now this cop goes, do you want to take a field sobriety test? Doesn't sit there and go, here's the deal. You're going to take a field sobriety test. You're going to take your glasses off. You're going to let me look at your eyes. Now, the tone has kind of changed. This guy puts himself squarely in the driver's seat. Love it.
Anyone else on the road. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not going to answer any question. I didn't say anything.
Okay. All right. You got all his info? All right, go back, start on his ticket. Following too close and improper lane change.
How many times have you seen a cop following too close, improper lane change, driving recklessly, driving while he's looking at his little side computer there? You're not supposed to be a distracted driver, but they can be distracted drivers. They can do 25 miles and over the speed, hours over the speed limit. 25 hours over the speed limit. 25 miles an hour over the speed limit. But if you do 7 miles an hour over the speed limit, I'm going to give you a citation. Improper lane change. These are so ambiguous. What do you mean improper lane change? That's why you want an inside dash cam, preferably with good audio so that you can show that, you can kind of hear the blinkers. Rear dash cam, front dash cam, so you can see them coming up on you.
Your address and everything current on your driver's license registration. That's a question you got to answer.
No, I don't have to.
Okay.
Don't violate my rights. Don't tell me what
rights
I can.
am I violating?
This is a question.
Yeah. It is a question. I'm asking you a question. Is everything current?
Guys, when I look at this guy's face, the first thing that popped into my mind when I watched this video for the first time is wife beater. Gotta be. He's one of those 40% that's a domestic abuser, probably. I don't know for sure. I can't say for sure, but we've seen this time and time again. When somebody is out there abusing their authority, when they're doing it with their body cam running, this cop knows that this guy's camera is running. If they're going to do that in broad daylight on camera, what are these power-hungry psychopaths doing when they don't think the video's running? When they don't think anybody's watching them?
Which is a state law to have your driver's license, the address of your driver's
Go find
license.
out.
I'm asking, I don't know where you live right now.
You don't have to know.
Again, we can go down this road. Alright, is your address on your driver's license current?
I told you I don't want to have to answer any questions.
Okay. That's a state law. You understand that, right?
And any law that violates the Constitution, any law that's repugnant to the Constitution, specifically the Fourth Amendment right to be secure in your person's, houses, papers, and effects, and to not divulge your private information, any law that's repugnant to the Constitution, specifically those amendments, is null and void. I don't care. This idea of lawful, is that a lawful order? How about, is that an order in line with personal individual freedoms? Did I harm somebody? Did I threaten to harm somebody? Did I cut somebody off and endanger a family in an SUV? If you're bringing that to me, give me some proof.
Correct?
Look at this guy. This guy's 2 eyebrows weighs more than his whole body.
All right, lift your glasses up for me.
Why?
Because I told you to.
What law is this?
I gotta do the best I can.
It's the lift your glasses up law. Didn't you hear about the new Ohio lift your glasses up law when the cop tells you to? I love what this guy's awesome. This guy's awesome.
Check to see if you're impaired. All right?
No, I'm not.
All right, take your sunglasses off.
Is this a law?
Yes. I am giving you an order.
But you can give me order to cut the grass here. Do I have to do it?
That's not an...
You can. I don't know if you heard that. I had to rewind it the first time. You can give me an order to cut the grass here. Do I have to do it? Where does your authority end? Where do my freedoms begin? At what point do we get to where, okay, it's verified you have now entered the territory of trampling my rights?
Reasonable.
I don't care. I don't care. You're harassing me. Stop harassment.
This is not
And
harassment.
stay 6 feet away from me. It's a COVID.
No.
I'm scared of you.
Right here.
Don't tell me I'm not your dog to tell me we're here.
Not your dog.
I'm not your dog. Turn around. Not your dog to tell me. Sit.
Take your sunglasses off for
Why?
me. Because I need to look at your eye.
No, you don't have to look at
Somebody in the room said, the police need more funds and respect. I really hope you were joking.
my ass.
Take your sunglasses off.
No, I'm not gonna take my sunglasses off. My eye hurts.
Your eye hurts?
Yeah.
From what?
It's not your problem.
Okay. You need a squad?
No, don't worry
You
about it.
don't need a medical assistant.
I don't need anything. I just don't need you to harass me.
How am I harassing you?
Stay 6 feet away from me.
Nothing.
Yeah, let's give more funding and respect to this guy, right?
Am I being detained?
Yeah, you're being issued a citation for your driving today.
Okay, what
And
crime?
you are not free to go.
Okay, what crime?
4511.
This is not a crime. This is not a crime. What crime you suspect me committing?
Traffic violation.
This is not a crime.
It is a crime.
This is not a crime.
Then test this in court.
This is not a crime. You
Give me all the
cannot.
court information that you need to get
This is
taken
not a
care of.
crime. I'm scared of you. Stay away from me.
Road pirate. You're looking into the face of a road pirate. And they always come with the implied threat of force because they get their firearms on. Think about it. Guys are armed men are coming at you, surrounding your vehicle, threatening you. If you don't get out of the car, here's what's going to happen. That's the road you want to go down. And then they can call for their backup. Okay, we need some assistance here. We're fearing for our lives. Respect and funding.
Can you articulate crime that you've been
I
detaining me?
just told you several times.
This is not a crime.
I can explain to you. I can't make you understand
This is not a crime. You can't harass and detain somebody for not a crime. What crime do you have? Tell me. Articulate what
it.
is
I
your...
just did.
God,
This is
guy's
not a
good.
crime. Traffic violation is not a crime. How dumb you can be to tell this?
What's that?
Nothing. Crime. Is this a crime, traffic violation? Tell me, is this a crime?
How many times do I have to tell you?
It's not a crime. Can I have your supervisor here, please? Right away.
1741.
Signal 6 is requesting the supervisor to join at the scene. So if you could have everybody with just north of 95, 7 low time on the right hand side.
Okay.
So what was your name and badge number?
James Barnes says to the guy in the room, who, I don't know, bootlicker, I don't know. James Barnes says you would have been the brainwashed moron telling the J's to obey the N's, because you can't say those. If you're my channel, you can't say the N word or the J word in Germany circa 1940, bootlicking un-American slave. I don't understand the rationale that this guy right here, this Ohio State trooper, needs more funding and respect when what he just did was violated a fundamental principle of liberty. That's harassing somebody barring them from free movement. I don't understand how somebody like that deserves respect. If you did the same thing this law enforcer did, you would be seen as a person who's harassing another person. How is it that we're disarmed to the point where we're really willing to get rid of our liberties because a badged, costumed authority figure approaches their car? How have we become so disarmed as a society where we're willing to accept tyranny as long as it's packaged with a uniform, a gun, a utility belt, and the so-called authority of the state? Isn't freedom more important? Isn't championing the cause of freedom more important? Isn't standing alongside the guy who's actually holding these officers to task? Isn't standing up to authority more important? Or is it more important to be a conformist, an order follower, one who just obeys no matter what? Because conformists like law enforcement are the most dangerous breed, I'm convinced, on the planet, because they do what they're told regardless of what is right. Well, this is the law. The law says that I need to pull this guy over right here if his license has been expired. And then I need to tow his vehicle and then charge him $208 to get his vehicle out of the impound lot. How is that consistent with individual liberties? How is that consistent with, setting brush fires of freedom in the minds of men, or give me liberty or give me death? How is that consistent with guard with jealous attention the public liberty? Suspect anyone who comes near that precious jewel. Nothing will preserve it but downright force. And when you give up that force, you are utterly ruined. How is what they're doing consistent with, hey, we shouldn't have standing armies? That's what this is. They're not, for the most part, cops aren't out there to serve and protect. Do they help some people sometimes? Obviously. I'm sure Hitler's SS helped some people sometimes. I'm sure they were really good guys to certain people, but when it came to implementing the laws, the Reichstag fire decree to disarm all citizens, not just the Jays in Germany, but everybody who wasn't a part of the SS was fully disarmed. Is that what we should be defending? Is that what we should be funding? Is that who we should pay respect to?
Shaw, it's SHAW. My badge number is 1741.
1741.
Stay away from me, please.
No.
6 feet. Don't tell me no.
Keep your hands out of your pockets. That's an order.
No, this is not an order.
Hand out of your pocket.
No, I can't.
Hand out of your pocket.
Why you have to be out my pocket? You don't have control over me.
What's that?
You have no control over me.
I'm conducting lawful business right now.
What do you mean
sir?
lawful business? What law did I break? Tell me.
I just did about 6 times.
Traffic violation is not a breaking a law.
It is.
It's not.
A traffic violation is breaking the law.
Okay, let's just go ahead and say it. A traffic violation is breaking the law. Is that law repugnant to the Constitution? Is it repugnant to the First Amendment? Is it repugnant to the Second Amendment? What if you got pulled over and you had a firearm? Don't you have the right to be secure in your person's house's papers and effects according to the Fourth Amendment? And a right to keep and bear arms which shall not be infringed according to the Second Amendment? So let's say you had a car loaded with firearms, handguns, automatics, semi-automatics. That cop should see that and go, just applaud that and go, thank God, yes. Right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. But if you're in New York, if you're in New Jersey, if you're in Ohio, and they see all this stuff, they're going to freak out. He's got a gun. He's got a gun. And now your life is in jeopardy because you're doing nothing more than exercising your Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms, which shall not be infringed. But now they've arrived to infringe on those rights, and we're going to fund that. We're going to fund the trampling of rights. We're going to respect those who don't give a damn about your Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. Nope. I don't think so. Not worthy. Not worth it.
Keep your hands out of your pocket.
So what I wanted to say about that is, while a traffic violation may be a law, it's a law repugnant to the Constitution. Unless you're jeopardizing somebody's life and safety at that present moment, unless you are, damaging property and not willing to pay for it, unless you're stealing somebody's property.
So if there's a law that say I have to keep my hands out of the pocket?
Yeah.
What law is this?
Now, two options are you either keep your hands out of your pockets or I'm going to pat you down, make sure you don't have any
No,
guns.
I don't want to.
Which is a violation of your Fourth Amendment right to be secure in your person's houses, papers, and effects. I don't know how anybody doesn't see this.
Be touched.
Then keep your hands out of your pockets.
And I don't want my car to be touched as well.
Okay.
I don't want any consent. I'm not giving
All right,
any consent.
then keep your hands out of your pockets.
You're alive, by the way.
I'm what?
You are alive. You're alive.
What's that mean?
Live on Facebook. Everybody's watching you.
Okay.
Your harassment.
They don't care.
Okay.
They
You
don't
almost
care.
struck the rear end of a semi truck.
No, that's not
And
true.
we stopped you.
I'm gonna take your camera.
Okay.
I'm gonna take your body camera and I'm gonna take your camera, dash camera. Okay?
Yes, sir.
This is a public record.
Yeah.
I like this guy. Not the cop, the guy he's talking to. Yeah, he is a pirate, Colonel Cottonhill. He is a road pirate. He is a bootlicker. Thanks, Rick's Truth, for that $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Look at the guy in the room promoting violence. This auditor needs to be deported. And how would you do that? Are you going to do that, Randy? Are you going to go there and physically lay hands on him and deport him? Are you going to do that, or are you one of those cowards that votes for other people to do it for you? I want somebody to take this man off of American soil and put him back on, other than American soil. And I want him to do it by force. Make sure you use plenty of guns, because I want this guy deported, because he's standing up for not only his rights, but the rights of all of us. See, you don't just have rights because you're an American. You have rights, or actually, let's just call them freedoms, because you're a human being with a beating heart in your chest, with blood coursing through your veins. This cop right here, and how we know it's wrong, is this cop right here would expect preferential treatment if he was doing an illegal lane change and a cop from another county caught him and pulled him over. He wouldn't want preferential treatment if he was following too close. Hey, let me flash my badge. Let's see if I can get a little preferential treatment because I'm part of the Thin Blue Line gang. And they will get the preferential treatment because you've seen it time and time again. The only time they don't is when the body cams are rolling and they don't turn it off in time, and the cop who's behind the wheel of the car is so inebriated that he's blocking traffic, and now those cops' hands are tied because now the public knows about it. But if nobody knows about it, the body cams aren't rolling, then we see, hey, this is my fellow boy in blue. They'll give that guy preferential treatment. That's what this guy, this cop right here would want. But he's not going to give that to you because you're not a part of the big club. It is a big club, and you and I are not in it.
Hands out of your pockets.
Turn around.
No.
No, why you have to tell me what I do?
If you stick your hands in your pockets again, I am going to handcuff you, and you're going to.
For what you gonna handcuff me? For what you gonna handcuff? For what? For what?
Follow my directions.
I don't have to follow your directions.
You do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
You have no authority over me to tell you what I'm going to do.
You're on Interstate 71 in the state of Ohio. I have authority.
No, you don't.
Standing there, everybody's lives are in jeopardy while they stand. Look at that truck. Did you see that Target truck just pass?
I'm going to stay here.
These things are going 60, 70, 80 miles an hour down this highway.
Get out of here. Don't stay too close to me. You haven't tell me what law have I break to detain me.
Yeah, in the chat room, somebody was saying cops are not a gang. What do you call a group of armed men all wearing the same colors? You know, like the Crips and the Bloods. The Crips have red, the Bloods have red, and the Crips have blue. This gang has its own colors, its own gang insignia. And then they walk around as roaming gangs saying that they're serving and protecting. But what their actions show is that they're harassing and collecting. They're increasing the coffers of the state. They're trampling rights. They're kidnapping people. They're harassing people. They're detaining people. They're caging people. And a lot of times, ask Kelly Thomas, ask Philando Castile. All of these are following orders, by the way. Oh, if you just followed orders, you'd be okay. Kelly Thomas was doing his best to follow orders until I can't remember, was it Glenview? I can't remember the police department. Somebody tell me which police department beat Kelly Thomas to death. Daniel Shaver in the hallway of the La Quinta Inn in Mesa, Arizona was trying his best to comply, to obey, to do what Philip Brailsford said. And what happened? Well, he's no longer with us. That gives you some idea, right? Philando Castile was pulling out, per the cop's command, the proof that he had a concealed carry permit. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I feared for my life. Eric Garner, what was his crime? Oh, selling loosies, selling loose cigarettes, single cigarettes. Cops choked him out. Now, Brandon Tatum will tell you, cops did not choke him out. Well, the bottom line is, whatever the cops did to him, it led to Eric Garner's death. But he had a criminal record. He was selling stuff on the streets all the time. Really? Was he grabbing people by the neck and forcing them to buy his single cigarettes? Or was he just engaged in mutually beneficial voluntary business transactions out there in the street and the cops didn't like it? I mean, isn't there other real crime that they have to, take care of in their city, like rape, murder, theft? Fullerton, thank you. Fullerton, California Police Department was just dogpiled on Kelly Thomas. Beat him to where he was unrecognizable. Homeless guy. Yeah, they're there for your good. Guys, the list could go on and on. Also in Mesa, Arizona, homeless man James Boyd. Boy, if you're homeless, be careful. You got a target on your chest. Not only did they zap him with the ARs, they sicked the dog on him. The dog was pulling at his limbs. It's truly disgusting, guys. That's why I do these videos. And I know that's why, News Now, Fort Worth, and Breaking the Flaw, I know they do this because it's born out of just a feeling of, this is so unjust. I've got to do something. So, hey, I've got this camera right here. I'm going to use this camera and I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to bring into my society a level of transparency. I'm going to be the eyes for the world who can't be here right now where I am. I'm going to shine the light on these cockroaches. I'm going to show people how bad their actions are as they say they're here to serve and protect. Okay, so
What's that?
Supervisor's coming out now. I really like the way the cameraman is handling this entire interaction.
No, it's good.
Apparently, this guy right here, this guy is this cop's trainee. So, because it looks like this cop has been just training this guy, and now he's getting a better education than he could ever get, because this is the kind of American that you want to meet on American soil if you're a trainee cop. So now you can see the guy who's training you is transgressing the Constitution that they swore to protect, defend, uphold, and protect. And he's encountering a guy who's actually going to stand in that and called this cop on the right out on the carpet for doing the very thing that he swore not to do. That's violate people's rights. Supervisor's coming. Look how dangerous that is, guys. Just look at that. Look at these 18-wheelers. forced to go over, because in a lot of states, like we just came back from California, in a lot of states, you know, it's the law that you have to, if you see somebody stopped on the side of the road, and it makes sense to do this, to get in the opposite lane so that, you know, if something does happen, there's this, you know, you got this little cushion of safety here. But there's some people that can't get over, and you've seen time and time again. I think James Freeman did a really good kind of a montage of where all these, you know, cops and bystanders are getting plowed over. Why? Because they're sitting on the side of the road. And why are they sitting on the side of the road, Brian? Well, they're sitting on the side of the road because they got pulled over by a cop who believes he has more rights than you do.
Is this a law? Is this a law? Don't touch me. Don't get close to me.
How many times do I have to tell you keep your hands
You can't tell me what I'm gonna do.
How many times?
This is a free country.
Because that's the last time.
No, yeah. So what you gonna do?
I'll put you in handcuffs.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna get your immunity. Guess what's gonna happen?
Oh gosh,
away from-
I didn't even catch that the first time. I'm going to get your immunity. He's saying I'm going to give. It sounds like this guy's been watching some videos. Maybe he's seen Amagansett Press. Maybe he's seen San Joaquin Valley Transparency. Maybe he's seen Tulare County Cop Watch. Maybe he's seen News Now Fort Worth, or who else is in it? Breaking the Flaw. Maybe he's seen a lot of these videos and now he's getting educated. So this is the fruit of your labors, guys. This is not a professional YouTuber. He doesn't have a YouTube channel where he's calling out cops. He just happened to be getting harassed one day, and now all that education that you guys have been giving him is kicking in, and it's working, because these cops, if they really thought they could get away with arresting this guy, they would have. If they really thought they could swindle this guy out of his rights, the guy would already be in cuffs. Looks like it's working, because this guy, this trooper, backed off.
6 feet. It's a pandemic.
Frickin' Media Group said he watched Frickin' Media. LOL. And watch James Freeman. I mean, I could just sit here and name tons of you guys out there who do a really, really good job consistently, day in, day out, putting the pedal to the metal, offering a layer of transparency, shining the light on these cockroaches who don't think twice about violating your rights. And because what does it come down to, guys? When somebody thinks that they can violate your rights and get away with it, and they do get away with it, they can literally ruin your life. People have lost jobs because they went to jail for nonsense that cops said, that they did. Or these cops get together, as a group, and they start swatting people, killing pets, shooting dogs, breaking into homes, wrecking things and not paying for it, shooting human beings in their own home, going to the wrong house. Oh, we thought there was a drug deal going on here. Turns out it was 2 doors down. This is infuriating. And that's why we need First Amendment auditors. That's why we need Second Amendment auditors. That's why we need people out there with the clarion call of, hey, look, these guys say they're serving and protecting. Their actions tell a completely different story.
Don't get close to me. What do you think who you are? To come harass people like this?
Okay, Supervisor's on the scene. Supervisor. Okay, Supervisor. He's gonna be just, and he's gonna be impartial, and he's gonna try to ferret out the truth, and he's gonna find out what's going on so he can get the true story. Has anybody's right? First thing that should be on any cop's mind, if there was any kind of legitimacy to their job, is, has anybody's rights been violated? Have any freedoms been stripped? That's what this supervisor should be talking about, right? I'm thinking right now. He shouldn't be partial to the motorist. He shouldn't be partial to his fellow Blue Line, cult members. He should be there. Let's find out what's going on. Okay, now you said he's fallen too close. Exactly how close was he? Separate the officers. Hey, let me ask you, how close was this guy? He supposedly was falling too close. And then ask the other officer if they don't line up, and they won't. Hey, there's something weird here. This guy right here says he was 25 feet, and the other guy says, he was 5 feet from the bumper of that 18-wheeler. Improper lane change. Now, when you say improper lane change, what exactly do you mean? Did he not turn on his blinker? Was there anybody behind him when he didn't turn on his blinker? What do you mean improper lane change? Do you perform improper lane changes, officer? Let this guy go. Let this guy, in the spirit of liberty, let this guy go. What are you harassing him for? Go bust real criminals. And I'm not talking about drug dealers. If you're going to bust drug dealers, then you need to start at CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid. But they won't do that because that's legalized drug dealers. Here comes the supervisor. Oh, things are going to get squared away now.
Supervisor? What is your name and badge number? Yeah. Okay. Hey, what's your badge number? 396. Okay.
Hey, sir, why don't you step on over?
All right, so we got Shaw, which is the guy with the eyebrows that weigh more than he does. That's 1741. That's Officer Shaw, Highway State Trooper Shaw, 1741 badge number. And now we got Cox, 396.
Here, so you don't get hit, all right?
No, I'm not gonna get hit. Don't worry about it. You can get hit too. Why don't you stay here? Huh? Why don't you get over here? Somebody's gonna hit you.
I'm gonna stand right here.
Okay. Well, what about somebody hit you?
Stay safe.
Oh, you concerned about my safety? Oh, really? No, don't lie.
We're concerned about
My
his
safety is not your priority.
Obviously. Look at this 18-wheeler. 70, 80 miles an hour. You know, something decouples from his truck. He's skidding all over the road. Yeah, we care about your safety. That's why we pulled you over beside traffic that's doing 70 miles per hour, where they won't have a chance, a snowball's chance in hell of stopping if something goes wrong.
I'm concerned about your safety. Why don't you stay over here?
Paying these guys salary to harass us, to put us in danger, to threaten our livelihoods.
How you doing, sir? What is your name and badge number? Are you supervisor? Yeah, this guy, he detained me without particular, he didn't say why I didn't been detained. He didn't say any crime I have committed.
Yeah, it looks like you're getting a citation.
Okay, is this a crime?
Yes.
This is not a crime. And he's been threatening to arrest me because I put my hands in my pocket.
Yeah.
You
Well, we want to provide for our own safety, so...
Okay, am I looking safe?
We want to make sure that we're safe, okay? Is everybody clear on that? We, the cops, who have all this training behind our belts, we have unlimited resources, we'll track you down, we'll hunt you down if you run from us. We're incredibly armed, we got all the backup we need, but we're concerned for our safety.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know you, sir. So
Okay.
He's
He's been a real piece of shit, and I want to go to your department to make a complaint.
Okay.
Because he's been a real crap, and I'm gonna get the camera of the vehicle, and I'm gonna get his camera.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like you're going to be issued a citation.
Okay.
Look at this trooper's face. This trooper's face is, gosh, I hope the Sarge speaks well, highly of me, and he kind of takes my side. I mean, we're members in the big club, right, Sarge? Remember? Like he's in trouble or something. Oops, I just backed it up.
Anybody commit traffic violation?
Until we're done with the traffic stop, you'll be detained. Once we're done with the traffic stop,
This crap, he tells me to, he wants to arrest me. Don't look at me like this.
Look at you like what?
Tyrant. Staying close to me like half a feet here. Why you look at me like this?
Like what? So,
Being stupid in front of your sergeant here.
how's that?
Well, I told him already.
Okay. And how many times have I told you keep your hands out of your pocket?
Why you have to keep my hands on it?
What's that?
Why don't you keep your hands away from you?
My hands on in my pocket.
What is your department? What city you are?
State Patrol.
Yeah, but where is your head office? In what cities? Mansfield or Lexington?
We're at Mount Gilead.
Which one? Okay.
Yeah, Dave Nichols asked a really good question in the chat room. How can a state which is a fiction created by man, have jurisdiction over the creator of the fiction? That is a really good question. Who was it? Bastiat said the state is that great fiction by which everyone seeks to live at the expense of everyone else. These are welfare recipients, guys. All these troopers, all these cops, how are they cut a paycheck every week or 2 weeks or whatever? It's by fleecing the tax cattle in that area. That's how they make their living. So they steal money from you, and then they use that money to buy equipment. They buy their souped up cruisers. They've got these firearms. They've got these headquarters. They've got helicopters. They can purchase dogs so that they can sniff around and, do a false hit so they can do some kind of drug interdiction. So they have all these resources, and all those resources came from you and I. And then they use the resources that they steal from us so they can extract more money from the tax cattle in the form of citations, traffic violations, speeding tickets.
Let me sign.
You don't have to sign.
It's truly, guys, it's truly a perverted system. It is perverted.
So it's just your ticket at the top. It's March 22nd is your court date at 9 o'clock. Morrow County Municipal Court. You have to have this ticket paid before that date and that time.
Don't worry about it.
And that is road piracy. You have to have this ticket paid. I wonder how much it was. Even if it was $5, even if it was $1, 10 cents, 5 cents, a penny, it doesn't matter. This is road piracy. If on the high seas piracy is seen as theft for what it really is, then what you've got here is no different except that they're on dry land. They're out there to extract your money. The time and laboring energies of you, they're stealing from you in the name of keeping the people safe. No, that's not what's happening. All these euphemisms, all this terminology that they use, cloaked in the good, the goodwill of protecting and serving. That's our job. Hey, do you not realize that society would fall apart unless a band of robbers teamed up against you and held you at gunpoint and kidnapped you and caged you and ruined your livelihood? Do you not know that society would crumble if we didn't have such a person or such people?
On the top or on the back, here's the address. You can pay in person or through mail. There's a phone number you can pay over the phone through the website. If you have any questions, you can call the court as well.
All right. And you're a sergeant. I just want to let you know that he's a real piece of trash, this guy. Father, the Almighty,
So let me reiterate. So that's the end of this video right here. The reason I wanted to show you this video is because this guy who dealt with these cops is not polished, but he knew enough to stand his frickin' ground. And injustice against one man anywhere, and that's what you saw right here. You saw injustice, and I highly doubt that you would have ever heard about this incident unless the guy who was driving the car recorded it. Because somehow, some way, all these body cams and dash cams that they got rolling, the footage gets lost. Or it gets tied up in bureaucratic red tape, and you try to get the FOIA requests, and they don't release it for 3, 4, 5 years. Even in the case of cases where people are offed, their lives are ended by cops, they tie that stuff in the court system, and you don't see it until 3 or 4 or 5 years later. And then what happens to the cop? Well, paid administrative leave, or he gets transferred to another department. Rarely do they see jail time. And when they do, like Amber Geiger, when she went into Botham Jean's own house, the guy's sitting there on the couch eating ice cream, watching a movie. Amber Geiger goes in and ends the guy's life. What does she get? 10 years. She's going to be out this year, guys. They just had the court, the trial for 12 months ago? Because they get special preferential treatment. And for anybody to come along and say, oh, they don't get special rights and privileges that none of the rest of us do. You got your head in the sand. Yes, they do. That in and of itself, if that's all it was, that in and of itself is unfair. They'll give themselves some slack. They'll give themselves wiggle room. You know how many times I've tried to chase down cops who are speeding through my town? Can't even catch up with them. They're going so fast. It makes you feel funny. It's like, wow, I'm going 93 in a 45. I better slow down because this might be a trap. Try to catch those guys. Give me a break. If you just did a fraction of the, driving over the speed limit that they did, you're gone. You're a goner. Somebody said, Renee said, Yeah, cops. Let's see. Renee said something else. Something about something happened to her in Colorado. Where is it? Where is it? Renee says, I was targeted by cops in Colorado for over 2 years after they attacked me and ruined my life. I tried to leave the country. And where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? And why should we be the ones to leave? These guys are the ones that want to leave. I want to, this is my, this is my dirt. I don't want to go anywhere. It's like these bullies. They're bullies on the playground. Give me your lunch money. If you don't give me your lunch money, Johnny, you know what's going to happen to you. Looking around, making sure the teacher doesn't see. Out of the view of the surveillance equipment, gonna bust you in the jaw if you don't give him your lunch money. Why should we leave the playground? Why do we have to go anywhere? Why don't we all gather together, multiply our forces, united we stand, divided we fall, and just deal with this? Everybody knows this is unjust, or everybody should know this is unjust. Of course, you're gonna have bootlickers like the guy who's in the room just a couple minutes ago. Yeah, see, he's just trolling, so. You know what, Randy Couch, why don't you call and give me your logic-based reason why we should fund any of these people right here. Give me your logic, but more important than logic, give me your moral-based reason. What is the golden rule? Does the golden rule stand, the scrutiny of logic? And is it along the plumb lines of truth and morality? Do to others, you and me, do to others what we would want done to us. What do you want done to you? You want to be treated justly and fairly. Why? Because that's just and fair. It's just right. You know why they call them rights? Because it's the opposite of a wrong. It's right. It's the right thing to do. It's to do good to somebody, to offer compassion, to offer sympathy. So do to others what you would want done to you. And conversely, don't do to others what you wouldn't want done to you. Do you want to be harassed? No, you don't. Be honest. Do you want to be stolen from? Do you want to be pilfered? Do you want to be, pulled over and threatened? Oh, if you stick your hands in your pockets, we're pulling you out. If you stick your hands in your pockets, we're going to put the torture cuffs on you. That's a shout out to Delete Laws, torture cuffs. That's what I'm going to use, torture cuffs. New World Odor says, this channel and others like it are so full of information and we should all do our best to learn and know our rights. Put cameras in all vehicles and know how to stand up for yourself. That is well said. Well said, Odor. Guys, one of the best things you can do if you get pulled over is to record. If you have multiple cameras, all the cameras you got, have them recording multiple angles. Make sure you get the audio, because these cops will lie to you. That's what they do. They try to entrap you. Oh, another thing, if you have a passenger in the vehicle, don't let them separate you. And if somehow they do end up separating you, have an agreement between each other. Don't say anything to these. Take the fifth. I'm taking the fifth. I'm not saying anything. I promise you I will not say anything. And the other person goes, I promise you I won't say anything. So when the cops come at you and go, hey, your buddy tells us that you were involved in an incident back there. And then they go to the other person, they go, hey, your buddy told us that you were involved in an incident back there. And you can know in your mind, you can have peace in your heart. I know he didn't say that. You're freaking lying. Because he's taken the fifth. He's standing on his rights. He's standing in his freedom to remain anonymous, to not give out any information, to take the fifth. They separate us for a reason, because they want a different story. And then when they get the different story, that in their mind, they justify that as, oh, that's reasonable, articulable suspicion, because now their stories don't line up and you lied to the government. When you lie to the government, it's a felony, by the way. In their eyes, it's a felony. But when they lie to you, that's just policy. They don't treat you like they would want to be treated. That's a violation of the golden rule, and that makes a garbage human being. So getting back to why what they're doing is wrong is because they wouldn't want it done to them. And if they're going to dish out to you what they wouldn't want dished out to them, if they're going to make you eat the crap that they spooned out on your platter, but they wouldn't dare go 10 feet near that platter themselves, that's a garbage human being, because he's doing something to somebody else he would not want done to him or people that he loves in his life. That's what pisses me off about this whole thing. That's why I love to watch First Amendment auditors put these guys, put the screws to these guys. Lick the whole boot. What's up, man? Stand your rights and always ask questions, but most importantly, record. Yes. Freaking men. Like San Joaquin Valley Transparency says, hey, record. Totally agree with that. Can't go wrong with that. You can't. And it's probably good to have like a body cam too. So they put your hands behind your, and make sure that all your devices, when they go off, it needs a passcode to get into it. So they can't get in there and start erasing your stuff. Have a passcode on your body cam. Make sure everything's nice and secure on your dash cam. There are ways to do that. Here's the deal. What's the deal with having to pay a ticket for before the court date? Oh, I don't know. That's new to me. Amy says, I won't even ride in a car anymore after what happened to me. I walk everywhere before because I'm not going to get beat up by the cops again for nothing. We shouldn't. I know we shouldn't live like that. We shouldn't live like that. And imagine what happens to the kids when they see cops abusing other people. First thing that pops into my mind is Johnny Wheatcroft's kids. Remember Johnny Wheatcroft? He was sitting in that. I think it was also a La Quinta Inn. He and his family were sitting in the parking lot. Johnny Wheatcroft is in the passenger seat. And I think it was the Mesa Police Department, Mesa, Arizona. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. It may have been another department, so I don't want to get the department wrong. But Johnny Wheatcroft got abused by these cops. The guy didn't do anything wrong. They were asking for his ID, and he said, hey, I haven't committed a crime. I'm not the driver of the vehicle. And besides that, we're sitting in a vehicle that's not moving, so there's no moving violation. There's no traffic issue here. You're basically harassing us for no reason. They ended up beating this guy and tasing him in the private parts in front of his screaming kids. And the cops are trying to calm the kids down. It's a joke. Imagine the impression those blue-lined clowns left on Johnny Wheatcroft's kids. Scarred them for the rest of their lives, man. And maybe that's a good thing, because now they can truly see the cops for what they really are. Oh, it's only a few bad apples, people try to tell me. Oh, really? Then how come in video after video, hundreds of thousands of frickin' videos, not just on YouTube, but all throughout the internet, why don't you see one cop standing up and all the injustice being done by all the other cops going, no, we're not going to stand for this, and trying to handcuff or restrain the cops? Where are they? If it's just a couple bad apples spoiling the whole bushel, where are the good cops standing up for the rights of everybody else? Where are they? There's only three kinds of cops, guys. It's the cops who are committing the criminal activity, the cops who see that criminal activity and say nothing, and then there's the third kind of cop who doesn't stay a cop very long because he sees that criminal activity and he sees the buddy cops not calling out the criminal activity, and so now he's a whistleblower. Well, whistleblowers they don't think, the thin blue line cult does not think too kindly about whistleblowers, so they don't stay cops very long. They either get fired or they get caught in friendly fire, but they won't stay cops for very long. Because you have to have if you become a cop, you have to have a seared conscience. When you get sensitized to what's going on, and the fact that you are in a gang, you are in one of the most dangerous gangs on planet Earth, the American police force, or whatever, the UK police force, or the Canadian police force, the Canadian Royal Mounted Police, they're acting as criminals. They're just criminals with costumes. So yeah, that's sad that Amber's got, or was it Amy or Amber? I don't know. Going around not driving because, they're basically traumatized. Yeah, and it would make you think twice. Why do you think it's like, why do you think people's hearts are beating like crazy when you look in the rearview mirror and you see the cop pull up behind you? It's like, I know I didn't do anything wrong. Why is my blood pressure elevated right now? You know why? Because you know that injustice is about to visit you, and it ain't going to be pretty. It sucks, man. Puck the Felice, says quantum meltology. The bot is back. Yeah, see, it's just, at this point, it's just trolling. They don't want a mind of understanding. Guys, I'm telling you, just like Samuel Adams said, no people will tamely surrender their liberties, nor can any be easily subdued when knowledge is diffused and virtue is preserved. Think about it. When knowledge is diffused, when you have knowledge, you have power. When virtue is preserved and you know the difference between right and wrong, and you can call out, you're not deceived by the window dressing. You're not deceived by a costume. You're not deceived by a shiny badge, the utility belt, the authority of the state, what are they driving in their cruisers lately? Our police department just got some new cruisers. What are they? Dodge Chargers or whatever? You're not deceived by any of that stuff. You know what right is and you know what wrong is, and you know what these cops are doing for the most part is wrong. It's theft. It's violence. It's evil perpetrated on the people in the name of protecting and serving. Oh, I'm just doing my job. I'm just following orders. I don't write the laws. I just enforce them. Yeah, that's the problem. You are the problem. You are the conduit through which most evil enters the world. Thank you for admitting that, police officer. So yeah, at this point, this guy's just trolling, and it's sad. Because when you say the police need more funding and you don't answer, okay, how about the fact that they violate and trample and dishonor their oath at every turn? Guys, a jaywalking ticket is supposed to keep you and society safe. Listen, if adults don't know how to cross the road, the worst thing you can do to it is have other corrupt adults giving that person a ticket for not being able to cross the road. Maybe it'll take a couple, 10, 20, 30 people getting hit by a car and hospitalized to realize, hey, maybe I should look both ways before I cross the street. Jaywalking ticket. You've been parked here for 45 minutes. You're only supposed to be here for 30, so I'm going to write you a ticket here. On the contrary, when people are universally ignorant and debauched in their manners, they will sink under their own weight without the aid of foreign invaders. You don't need anybody's help digging your pit of chains and oppression and tyranny. You do it yourself by not standing for your rights, the opposite of what we just saw this guy do. By the way, this channel again is Peter Kiryakov. Peter Kiryakov. So, hey, you know what I'll do? Hey, let's do this right now. Let's see how many he's got. 457 subscribers. Let's go. Maybe encourage him to go out there and do. Now he's got 459. Let me give you the link to this video. Here's the video that we just went over. I'm going to drop it in the comment section. What I'll do when this video gets done rendering is I'll put it in the description and I'll put it in the pinned comment. Let's visit Peter Kiryakov and let him know how we thought he did. I'm not going to say that. I was going to say you should do this for a living. Let's see. Love to see more videos from you. We need you. Because we all need each other, man. We all need each other. Think about the body, man. Can the body go, hey, I don't need my fingers. Hey, I don't need my hands. Hey, I don't need my ankles. I don't need my kneecaps. I don't need my brain. I don't need those ears. I don't need those eyes. Can the eye say to the ear, hey, I don't need you? We all have different gifts, different talents, different ways of speaking, different ways of approaching different situations. But I know what we all need. We all need freedom. That's the most important thing is freedom. And the vile band of evildoers, this gang that wants to take your freedom away is the law enforcement class. Guys, it doesn't matter what the rules that the politicians write are just words on paper. The only way they are a danger to us is if there's a law enforcement class who's willing to suspend their critical thinking, cement themselves in their own cognitive dissonance, turn off their minds, sear their conscience, and just follow those orders. Drug law, done. Okay, if somebody's got a bag of weed, I'm taking them to jail. That is not helping humanity. Getting weed off the streets. Besides that, the drug war is long, costly, failed, and it's deadly. How many trillions have we spent since the 1970s when evil Nixon put that into action? It's not a war on drugs. It's a war on people. The drugs aren't going behind bars. It's the people. And then that created the prison industrial complex. And everybody in the prison industrial complex goes, hey, this is a great thing. We can use as a justification to throw all these asses into jail where you get free slave labor, by the way. Oh, they get to make these different products and we get to profit from the products from the free slave labor. It's just a cyclical, psychopathic system where the few at the top are making all the money off the ignorance of the rest of us. And that's why they hate these cameras. And that's why in my state, Oklahoma, they've literally created a bill that Kevin Stitt, the governor in my state, signed into law saying it's illegal to record the police in the course of their duties. Tell me that's not a violation of the Constitution. Yeah, you can't record the police anymore because that's a violation of, oh, wait a second. It's not a violation of the First Amendment. It's actually in accordance with the First Amendment. You're actually exercising your First Amendment right to record the police, and you're actually helping society to boot. Guys, if you want to, does everybody, be honest, okay? There's 316 people in here, 280 likes. I really appreciate that. If you haven't hit the like button, if you think there's something to like, hit the like button. Let me ask you a question and be honest. If I were to ask you this question right now, do you know all 5 points of the First Amendment? I'm not asking you to verbatim give it to me. Put a 1 in the room if you know it, a 2 if you don't. There's no shame in not knowing it, but let's go ahead and know it right now, okay? I'll show you a real easy way to know what the First Amendment says. All 5 points, all 5 vital points. It's in an acronym, RAPS, R-A-P-P-S. Just think RAPS. There's also one for, grasp. They use the G for grievance instead of petition. But RAPS is religion. This is freedom of religion, assembly, petition, press, and speech. So that's RAPS. Freedom of religion. Serve and worship whatever you want to. Okay? Assembly. Assemble wherever you want to, as long as it's peacefully. Assembling, by the way, in a road, BLM, is curtailing other people's rights. That's a bad thing, because if you, and how do we know it's bad? How do we know if something's bad? How do we know if something's moral or immoral? Just ask yourself one question. Would you want that done to you? If you're trying to go to work on Monday morning, BLMers, which, by the way, they don't have a job for the most part, from what I understand, would you want somebody standing in the road holding you up so that you're late when you clock in? No, you wouldn't. So don't protest in the road. That's dumb. There are some states, I can't remember what state it was. Maybe it's Texas, maybe Greg Abbott. I don't know. Maybe it was Texas, but it's like if you protest in the road and you get hit by a car, then you have immunity from prosecution if they decide to sue you because you hit them because they were stupid enough to be in the street. So you have freedom of religion. You have freedom to assemble. You have freedom to petition. Now I got a problem with the petition. Who are you going to petition? Petition the government for redress of grievances. Petition the psychopath. The psychopaths don't care what you say. They don't care if you march. They don't care what you think. The psychopaths are going to do what the psychopaths are going to do because they're psychopaths. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care if you get hurt. They don't care if your, inflation is dragging you down and you can't pay your bills. They don't care. Petition them. It's like talking to a wall. And then the fourth one is press. So you got religion, assembly, petition, press, speech. That's RAPS, R-A-P-P-S. And, maybe when you see a cop on the street, go, hey, I got a question for you, officer, because I got to, I'm seeing all these videos on YouTube, and all these videos keep saying that cops don't champion the cause of or protect and defend our rights. And a lot of these YouTubers are actually saying that you don't even know what the First Amendment is. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to prove them wrong, officer. You're on camera for the world to see. Please prove these YouTubers wrong. Please tell us the 5 points in the First Amendment. Go. You did, or just start the conversation off like this. Hey, officer, how you doing? My name is Brian. Get into a cordial conversation. Hey, is it true that you guys still put your hand on a Bible, lift your hand toward heaven, and you swear to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic? Do you guys still do that? Or is that like in bygone eras and you guys don't do that anymore? No, we still do that. We still go through that ceremony where we swear to protect and defend the Constitution. Okay, so does that protecting and defending the Constitution include the Bill of Rights? Oh, absolutely it does. Okay, well, all these YouTubers on there, they insist that you guys don't know what the First Amendment is, that you don't know the 5 points of the First Amendment. And if you don't know it, there's no way you can protect and defend it, right? So what are the 5 points in the First Amendment? Go, because the world is watching and I want you to prove these YouTubers wrong. Does anybody think that would be a good way to approach the cops? Brian, put your money where your mouth is and why don't you go out and do it? I should do it. Stop sitting behind your freaking computer and be the change that you want us all to be. Good. That's a good point. I take my one of the best teachers that you should have in your life is your last mistake. And sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes it's mistakes of omission or commission. And, you know, we can all be better people. So I agree. I need to take to the streets and go do this stuff. I fall short in many things. We stand in the memory of those who said no to King George, CC1 says. Yeah, just say no. And you know, that's costly too. That's costly. When you say no to a psychopath, oh, psychopaths do not, it's like the very first part of this video right here. He did not like the fact that this driver, traveler, I got to get the terminology down. Now, I'm not still in Vegas. I didn't do the man on the street WCMW. I wanted to spend time with the family and just, I don't know. I don't want to let anybody down, but I feel like I did. I'll get out there and do it. They don't want to, and let's see. Oh, that's for somebody else. Anybody, if you guys think that would be a good question to ask people or ask law enforcers, maybe get them while they're having coffee at the donut shop. Hey guys, I just want to sit down and, you know, wear a body cam, make it like not so obvious that you're recording them or something, but then say, hey, look, I just want to show them. It'd be awesome to get a group of like 4 or 5 law enforcement officers and see if anybody knows the 5 points, the 5 main points, the 5 essential points of the First Amendment. What are those 5 points that you're here to protect? And if you don't know them, how can it be said that you're actually trying to protect them? How are you protecting our rights when you don't know what our rights are? Why don't you brush up on that? I mean, don't they teach you that in the academy? What does the Second Amendment say? What does the Fourth Amendment say? What's the Third Amendment about? I don't know, man. I don't want to let this video go on too long. Otherwise, nobody will watch it because we have, you know, Bubis Americanus has an attention span like that, man. If you guys feel like this is valuable information, thank you for the 316 likes, 311 people in here. If you guys want to see more videos like this, put a 1 in the room. I do plan on doing more live streams since I'm back at my desk. You know what? You know what this whole thing taught me? This whole thing going to California, taking care of Lizzie and the family and all that kind of stuff. We should live our lives as, you know, serving other people. Like, use our resources, use our time, use our talents, use our knowledge. Knowledge is power, by the way. It truly is. If you have the knowledge, then you have power. But it's wisdom. Wisdom is the application of the powerful knowledge that you have in your mind. Wisdom is the walking out, the carrying out of that thing that you have inside of your mind. Because when it's in your mind and it drops down into your heart, you start doing things that you otherwise wouldn't have done. Because it energizes you, because you know what's right. You know you're standing on a firm... Hey, what's up? NC Tyrant Hunter is here. Put a 1 in the room if you love NC Tyrant Hunter. I love that guy, man. Jeff, I will never forget, and I've said this on a live stream before, but I will never forget, somebody shared his video with me where they were just owning these cops. I can't even remember where you were, Jeff. You should drop that link. I know I've asked you to drop that link before. You should drop that link. But man, they were cutting up and cracking up, but staying firm on truth, staying firm on their rights, not backing down 1 freaking inch. And it was classic. It was freaking amazing. It was entertaining. It was educational. It built your knowledge base. It showed you how you can interact with the cop as a human being. And basically, NC Tyrant Hunter performed a psychological operation on the cops to get the cop in his mind, get him out of his authority structure, to get him out of his uniform in his mind so he could talk like human beings. Because a lot of times when these guys put on their uniforms, it's like they ought to all of a sudden stop becoming human beings. And then you got the Brandon Soften 'em Up Tatums of the world who think it's okay for a 40-something-year-old guy to get on top of a little twig-like kid and punch him in the chest and soften him up. Guys, in my book, that's child abuse. Even if you were driving down the road and you saw that the guy who's on the chest of this little kid punching him in the chest, and for Brandon Tatum, well, at least he wasn't punching him in the face. Guys, you can stop somebody's heart if you hit him hard enough. And if it's a big fist and a small rib cage, that's not a good thing. It's still abuse. Even if you were driving by and in the lawn of a man's home, he was doing that to his little, his son, even that's wrong. But Brandon Tatum's of the world think it's okay as long as the guy's wearing a costume and a shiny badge. Hey, here's the deal. Is that the only video of mine? No, it's not, man. It's not. But it's the one. It truly is the one that stands out. It truly is, because it shows your humanity. It shows the cops' humanity. I think if in that same video you shined your flashlight in his eyes because he was doing that to you, it's like, oh, they don't like it when you do it to them, but it's okay if they do it to you. No, it's not. They're human beings, guys. The president of the United States, the vice president, the governors, the politicians, the Pope, they're all just human beings. But the illusion is, oh, that they're special human beings. Law enforcers are special. They can speed down the road without their lights on. They can drive drunk and put everybody in jeopardy. They can be distracted drivers while they're typing on their laptops, but they'll give you a ticket if they see you lift up your phone looking at your GPS. Oh, we saw you on a distracted driving. I know that's the one only. Yeah, there you go. There's Jeff's. Gosh, dog it. We should watch some of that. I haven't seen it in a long time. Oh, what just happened? Something went wrong. Oh, I clicked on it and it went away. What just happened? Shoot. Let me see here. I got to get my... For some reason, I can't open that tab. Huh. You know, this has happened before. When somebody drops a link, I wonder if I can copy that. Let's see. For some reason, I can't click on that. It geeks my system out. Huh. Yeah, NC Tyrant Hunter just dropped that. If you haven't seen that, or if you haven't seen it in a long time, you should really look at it. You know what? I'm going to go to NC Tyrant Hunter's channel because I can't bring that link up for some reason. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to me, this is my backup to the backup to the backup to the backup channel, because I've already had 3 channels erased from the YouTube memory hole. Let's see, NC Tyrant Hunter. Let's go to his channel real quick. I'm pretty sure it's probably one of his most watched videos. Let's see. Let's go to videos. Let's go to newest. Oh, most popular. What's the name of it? NC Tyrant Hunter. See this guy. See, this is what I hate about the algos. NC Tyrant Hunter. His most popular video has 651,000 views. This guy needs millions of views. This guy should have millions of views. And if you know NC Tyrant Hunter's work, you know what I'm talking about. I think I can speak objectively and say objectively, not just because I like the guy, but objectively his content is worth more than 651,000 views. What was the name? What's up, Rathgard? The Great Reset began a long time ago. 2008 housing bubble crash comes to mind. You'll own nothing and be happy. But we, the billionaires, will own everything and we'll be happier. So what is the name of that video? Which one is it? I can't remember it by thumbnail. Anybody know what the name of it is? Hey, what's up, Big G Audits? Big G Audits is another channel that I was looking at quite a few videos in the last 2 or 3 weeks. And you know what I found out? I got unsubscribed from James Freeman. Okay, so I'm subscribed here to NC Tyrant Hunter. Let's go to Big G Audits. By the way, if you haven't heard of these guys, or if you have, and you just double check that you're subscribed. Yeah, I'm subscribed, and hit the bell. Let's see. Backer Shmuel says you will own nothing and be happy, useless eaters. Who called? Oh, Yuval Harari, the spokesman for the WEF, the World Economic Forum. Yeah, he was saying exactly that. He was actually calling people useless, the useless people. And guys, you got to admit, when you see some of these videos, when the people are strung out on drugs, they've got nothing to offer society. They're just basically, they're all take and no give. No, they're not lending talent. They're not producing a product. They're not doing anything. You see, if you're truthful with yourself, there are some human beings that are taking up oxygen on this planet, and it's sad. It's a sad state of affairs. I lump the Gil Bates of the world in that same thing, the same category. This guy is planning and conniving and creating all these sinister scenarios where we're going to own nothing and supposed to be happy about this thing. Deputy gets owned on unlawful traffic stop. Deputy gets owned on unlawful traffic stop. Where is it? I need to make just another video. Deputy gets owned. Darn, that thing should have way more views than 189,000. I don't see it. I don't want to waste your time, guys. Maybe we'll do, you know what we should do? We should do just a dedicated live stream where we go, like I'll get with David, San Joaquin Valley. I'll say, hey, what do you think your best video is? And James Freeman, NC Tyrant Hunter, whoever, and just pick the best like 2 or 3 minute segment from those videos. You're getting close to 100,000 subscribers. Look at that, 95,400. 95,400 subscribers. Good job. Another great link gained here. Okay, guys. Hey, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Thank you. That's an hour and 20 minutes. I appreciate you joining me. Please do me a favor if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification icon. And to all these other great auditors out there, just share this video with everybody you can. That's the only way we can get our community to grow. Because the bottom line goal is to spread the knowledge, to set brush fires of freedom in the minds of men so we can have a better world for ourselves and our children. Bottom line is we need freedom. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.